Emotions can run high when we lose our cases in court, but let us keep calm, consult our lawyers to understand the judgment and exercise our constitutional right to appeal to a higher court. By appealing an unfavorable judgment, upholds the rule of law, ensures justice is served, and strengthens our democracy. We must be patient and trust the appellate process. Our appellate courts review decisions of the trial court and ensure that errors are corrected, laws at the end, justice is served. But attacking judges undermines judicial independence, threatens national security, deters judges from making fearless decisions, and erodes public trust in the justice system. Let us at this juncture plead with lawyers, my colleagues, to understand their roles as ministers in the sacred temple of justice. Lawyers are the guardians of justice, serving as ministers in the temple of justice. Their role is not only to advocate for their client, but also to uphold the integrity of the judicial system. As ministers of justice, lawyers must balance their duty to their clients with their duty to court, ensuring that justice is served. In this sacred temple, lawyers are the essential intermediaries between the laypersons and the judiciary. Their expertise and knowledge of the law enable them to navigate the complex legal landscape, providing guidance and representation to those seeking justice. However, being a minister of justice comes with immense responsibility. Lawyers must conduct themselves with integrity, honesty, and respect for the rule, or respect for the law and the judiciary. Regrettably, these incessant attacks on the Nigerian judiciary are being championed by so many lawyers. These lawyers descend heavily on judges and attack their character after losing cases in court. This professional conduct must stop. The attacks on the judiciary by Professor Chidi Odinkalo and Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere are uncalled for. They should desist from it, as they are not only unprofessional, but also criminal. Decency and decorum must not be thrown to the wind under the guise of fighting for clients. While we consider that they have fundamental right to freedom of speech, it is unethical for any lawyer to engage in dragging the judiciary into the murky water. We, therefore, with the greatest respect, call on the Nigerian Bar Association to rise to the occasion and sanction any judges to massage their ego after losing. It is the duty of the Nigerian Bar Association to shield the bench from unfounded criticisms, as judges cannot respond to criticisms or defend themselves. They must remain impartial and silent, even in the face of unfair attacks, though but strength. The Nigerian Bar Association must ensure its members uphold judicial integrity, promote public interest in the justice system, and educate clients and the public on the judicial process. If the Nigerian Bar Association fails to protect the bench, these incessant attacks on judges by lawyers will damage the reputation of the legal profession, cause the legal profession to lose credibility, undermine public confidence in the judicial system, and justice will be compromised. Every lawyer must demonstrate respect for the judiciary, integrity in the legal practice, and commitment to justice. By doing so, they strengthen the legal profession, foster positive reputation, uphold the rule of law, and ensure a fair justice system for all. Lawyers must honor their oath and uphold the integrity of the judiciary. The Nigerian Bar Association must stand united to support judges in their quest for justice and promote a culture of respect for the judiciary. We, therefore, call on the Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee to take actions against lawyers who indulge in this harmful practice of attacking judges in Nigeria. Finally, we encourage lawyers and litigants to follow established channels to ventilate their grievances. Apart from exercising their constitutional right of appeal, they can also petition the Nigerian Judicial Council against any judge on account of judicial misconduct, allegation of bias, corruption, etc. It is the responsibility of the National Judicial Council to investigate and ascertain the veracity or otherwise of the allegations against judicial officers and not the social media. We must work together to build a justice system that inspires confidence and trust and stop these incessant attacks on our judges. We must unite against these incessant attacks on the Nigerian judiciary and build a better Nigeria for ourselves and future generations. We must unite in our quest for justice and peace. We must work together to build a Nigeria where the judiciary can function without fear or favor. We owe it to ourselves, our children, and future generations to act now. The time to stop these incessant attacks on our judiciary is now. Thank you all. And my name remains Carlo Ago, Head, Legal Services, Center for Reform and Public Advocacy. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Comrade Harry is my name. In one of his interviews, Professor Odikalu, the orders of FCT High Court on Abuja protesters, he asserted that persons unknown cannot be sued. And can persons unknown be sued in law? So we want that, because as a professor of law, when he made that statement, some of us are confused. So we need to be guided on that. Hence my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel Babudu from New Central Television. Professor, they are activists. Now, an activist, whether I like it or not, makes Odikalu do more of his job as more of an activist than a lawyer. So how do we differentiate this job from an activist to a lawyer? Yeah, it's like trying to say you should keep quiet, and then maybe petition the job of an activist and just concentrate on being a lawyer. So how do we, differentiate? How does he differentiate this issue, human and opportunity? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me start by answering the first question. Can persons unknown be sued in law? By our rules of court, it is clear that persons unknown can be sued. And there are several decisions of the appellate court on that. So persons unknown in law can be sued. Professor Chidi Odinkalu should know as a professor of law. Thank you. Then on the second question, how do we differentiate the issue of activism and being a lawyer? What we are talking about here is attacks on the judges, on the Nigerian judiciary. And the attacks are being done by human beings, not by spirits. So as a human being, you can be an activist and at the same time being a lawyer. All we are saying is, don't attack the judges. There are established channels where you can ventilate your grievances on matters that you disagree with the decisions of the court. Not jump into the social media and start to attack the decisions of the court. When the Constitution, which is the grand norm of this country, has laid or has given the person the constitutional right of appeal. Apart from the constitutional right of appeal, the person, if you feel that the judge in question has compromised his status as a judge, there are laid down procedure. You can petition the agency that is saddled with the responsibility of discipline judicial officers, and not jumping to the social media. That when you are confronted, you may not substantiate your claim or your allegations against them. I think that settles the second question. Are there other questions?
My name is Kayode Lawal. I write for the Herald and newspaper. Now, the general belief is that the courts in Abuja here, they are granting more orders against the issues in Rivers State. How will you respond to that one?
First and foremost, nobody has the statistics of the judgments or rulings of the FCT High Court in respect of matters concerning the River State, concerning River State. Nobody has the statistics. But let it be made clear that the courts are established to hear and determine matters before them. Any matter that is not before a court cannot be heard or determined by the court. If there are many cases from River State, it is the duty of the court to hear and determine the matters one way or the other. Like I said, why we are here is to place it on record that going forward, that our NGO, the Center for Reform and Public Advocacy, will not fold its arms again and allow people jump to the social media to attack on the integrity of our judges when there are laid down procedures, established channels through which they can ventilate their grievances. If a judge of the Federal High Court gives a decision which a litigant frowns at, he has options either to appeal or to petition the agency over a misconduct against a particular judge, not to jump to social media to say what he may not substantiate. That is why we are here.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Celestina Iria. I'm a senior reporter of TVC News. You made some comments in regards to the conduct of some lawyers in this very issues or case. Now, we know for a fact that it's the Legal Privilege Disciplinary Committee that is in charge of disciplinary lawyers. So where are we on that? Why are they not doing their job in calling these lawyers to order? So is it that people are scared of petitioning the LPDC so they can do their job, or what is the way forward for this kind of issues not to come up again?
As a follow-up to your question, my name is Ikechukwu Notchery. I write for Vanguard Newspaper. You said going forward, your center will not fold his hands and watch people disparage the judiciary. So, aside from this kind of press conference, what other measures do you intend to, what course of action do you intend to take if you say you are not going forward, you are not going to fold your hands? And if I may get you clearly, sir, are you trying to tell us that NBA is sleeping on duty? Or those people that are supposed to rein in those lawyers going to the press to attack judges? If there are institutions that are supposed to take care of that, including the NBA, are you trying to let us know now that NBA has been sleeping on his duty? Thank you.
First of all, the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee does not act in vain. There must be a petition before it can act. That is why we said here that going forward, we will not allow this harmful practice to continue, so that any person, no matter who you are, once you engage yourself in acts seen as an attack on the judiciary, we will petition the relevant bodies against you. Then, on your second question about whether the NBA has been sleeping on its duties, the truth of the matter is that NBA is doing the much it can do in respect to this. There are so many lawyers that NBA has sanctioned who engaged in unprofessional conduct. So NBA is doing its duties as a professional body that regulates the conduct of its members. Thank you.
Questions? Reactions? Comments?
For purposes of clarity, let me do a bullet point of the text I delivered a moment ago. One, that it is needless for litigants and lawyers to engage on attacks on the integrity of the Nigerian judiciary. Two, if you are not happy or you have any issue as to judgments or rulings delivered by the court, there are established channels through which you can ventilate your grievances, not jumping to the social media. Three, we called on the NBA to take up its responsibilities seriously so that erring lawyers can be sanctioned on this issue of attacks on the judiciary. And finally, we also called on some persons, namely Professor Chidi Odinkalo and Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere, to be mindful of their comments against the Nigerian judiciary when their allegations against them are unfounded. And finally, as a non-governmental organization, we have resolved firmly to make sure that this harmful practice doesn't continue the way it is in the country today. Any person found disparaging the image of the judiciary, the NGO will not take it lightly. The NGO will do what it is meant to do and take up the actions against the persons concerned. Thank you.
Any questions? Further questions? Comments? Nina, what?
No more questions. We give no more questions. I think we'll come to the end of this question. So, any of your lawyers still have a remark, comment, or contribution? Otherwise, you can call it a day.
We are good. Thank you.
Do you have another thing to add?
No, so far we are good.
Sir, I want to tell you on a different matter. It's not about this issue. That's why I didn't bother to ask for. I just want to know your. We are doing a vox pop on.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular program.
Because this one I'm seeing is Tales by Moonlight. It's not working.
So I'm wondering what you think, or who you think can stop him now.
He doesn't own the party.
One of the causes of inflation is because people cannot go to the farm.
The government still needs to do more so that people can eat.
I believe what clamoring for is more responsible use of social media. Not that people just go in there and think that they can say anything to anybody.
Tinubu is not one who believes in the same thing. I mean, he wants to get it done. He will face it. He will get it done.
Yes, the president, from inception of his administration, focused squarely on diversifying the economy and driving in investments to cushion the effect of everything that we've seen, ranging from COVID-19 to the global commodity shocks, global financial crisis, and all of that.
I was privileged to have worked under a governor who believed in the system, who also built up the system, and I'm going to do same.
All right, that's our show today, everyone. Thanks for being a part of it.
TVC News, first with breaking news. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.